Merry Horror Days and a Happy New Year. Merry Horror Days and a Happy New Year to you. Tonight we share our top 5 best holiday horror films, as well as a streaming guide and our personal favorite treats. So without any further ado, let the blood flow.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movie.
Like reindeers on top of the roof.
Yeah, right? See, wouldn't that be a fun way to do a horror movie too? They're like, you hear the sound, run!
No, I'm still thinking of mine.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one, though.
I still feel Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer can be adapted into a horror film.
Yeah.
Be
I don't know.
awesome.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
But like heavy metal, Grandma Got Right Over that.
Yeah, why not?
Hello everyone and welcome to Horror Movie News, episode 11.
Whee!
This is our final episode show of the year until we come back in 2018. Without further ado, let us all just introduce ourselves, starting with Miss Kari Lane.
What's up? My name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's Karidlane.
And at the end there, we got Oliver.
I'm just Oliver Drennan. You can follow me on all social media platforms if you want to, at Ollie Dreamer. You don't have to, but do it.
Follow him. Do it. Follow all these. Everyone.
All of
including
us.
me. I am your host, Anthony Becerra, and you can find me everywhere at Tony B. Tony BDED. Righty oh, howdy ho, neighbor. Let's go. Alrighty then. So where to follow us, real quick? Subscribe to our YouTube channel on the Popcorn Talk Network, as well as our own Twitter handle, Horror News PTN, and our website, of course, popcorntalknetwork.com. And last but not least, you can find us on Apple Podcasts. Just type in Horror Movie News, will pop up. Go ahead and leave us a 5-star rating. Anything below actually doesn't work. I don't know, they haven't fixed that yet. Yeah.
Darn.
I've called them about it, but
And if they do, you're just going to be on the naughty list. So,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Don't
mean,
do
if
that.
you're trying, yeah, just leave, and also leave feedback, and we'd love to read it and feature you on the show. So, without further ado, let's go with our first segment of the day. We are doing The Abyss. All right. So, pretty much, what have we been watching this past week? What have you guys been up to?
Oh, man.
I've been pretty busy. Well, I had a dance show on Saturday, so that was my life.
Hey,
I
how'd
didn't
that go?
It was good, thank you.
Awesome.
You know what's funny though is our last theme. So this was Christmas themed. Our last theme was movie themes, and we actually had a horror dance number.
Whoa.
Oh.
How's that
So we
look?
didn't have that this time, but well, we had like black. We had black capes. This is the last show, not the Christmas show.
Right.
We had black capes. We all had different horror masks,
Ooh.
and then like black leotards, black fishnets, and like boots and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the capes came off, and we all had a weapon as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was fun.
Nice. Was there some like contortioning going on, like ring
Uh,
style?
Some weird
Like-
stuff, but then it moved into it, and then we had the song is like, "I'm gonna get you," and then like rip out your heart or something like that. It was a fun
Ooh,
song.
nice.
But yeah, this one was Christmas themed, so a little different. But we
Right.
have some horror Christmas things
Just a
here
little
too, so
different.
you know. But I finished season 1 of Preacher. I've been watching
Ooh,
that
yeah.
slowly, and so I finally finished season 1. I do like it. It's definitely a weird show.
Right? Oh, yeah.
But I like it because it's weird. Have you watched
Actually-
Preacher?
No, I haven't.
It's on
Should I?
Hulu.
I feel like
It's
Yeah.
on Hulu,
Okay.
yeah. The
Yeah,
first
it's-
season's on Hulu. Second
Hulu.
season, you gotta find on your own.
Oh,
Okay.
I need to get in on that, but you know what else is on Hulu? Runaways. And I will
Yes.
say,
Oh,
even though
yeah.
it's not horror, there was a death last episode.
Oh,
I'm
snap.
saying no
I haven't
spoilers.
seen it yet.
I haven't seen it. Yeah.
No spoilers.
Oh, no.
Was that too much?
Oh,
Was
my
that too
God.
much?
Hey, it makes me want to watch it more,
Okay.
so
Yeah,
maybe
like,
it's
oh,
not.
crap, who
I'm sorry,
died?
but I wasn't going to spoil it, so do you just need
I
to watch
almost want to
it?
ask. No, I
There's
don't.
been a death in the
No,
family.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, but it's so good. I haven't really seen any horror movies, unfortunately. I did see Lady Bird, which I really enjoyed.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
I think that explored kind of the horrors of just growing up and finding yourself.
Growing
you
up
know,
is horrifying.
Senior year,
Mm-hmm.
that could, well, my senior year was pretty cool, but there's still some like, you know, your mom being a monster, but you're just trying to find yourself, and you just want to. And sometimes I think there's a theme of like what you want isn't necessarily what you need. And I think that was a huge theme in Lady Bird. But yeah, you guys should definitely go see that. It's getting like absolutely praise, nothing but praise, along with The Shape of Water, which I still need to see.
I still need to see that. I did see Darkest Hour, which has some. It's not horror, but the horrors of war.
Sure, and there's some thriller elements to that.
And that one was really good.
Nice. I saw Better Watch Out, which is the Christmas film that we mentioned.
How was
what did you think?
Oh, dude, I loved it. It was so good.
Carrie, are you gonna see it? Okay.
Where do we watch it?
I actually found it on Shudder. It's a Shudder exclusive.
Okay, sweet. Yes, perfect.
So only Shudder has it thus
check
far,
out
but I
Shudder,
believe
people.
you can rent it on Amazon.
Cool.
Definitely worth renting. Definitely worth watching. Definitely worth seeking out. It turns the what is it? The break-in movies on its head.
Yeah, absolutely.
Invasion films on its head.
Sweet.
That's a good way to describe it.
It's like a cross between like The Good Son / Home Alone in a sense. / like The Babysitter. There's so many going into this because it's kind of
When a Stranger Calls too.
Yeah, it's like parts are really funny and then it goes from being like really funny to really dark like in a matter of seconds and you're just like wow.
Yeah, I remember my mouth just dropped one time for one particular scene. I don't know if you're with the paint.
I was about to say, is it the paint? Yeah, I was about to say.
So better watch out.
Better watch that. Better watch that film. Definitely worth the watch. I gotta say, it's one of the. I think it's my favorite Christmas horror film.
Yeah, and it's the recent one too.
And it's recent. Yeah, it was released last year, but I guess it's just being like finally more like wide.
Yeah.
This year around. Apart from that, not everyone, but
I didn't see it.
Yeah, just a small little indie film called Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
I haven't seen it.
So wait, did you like it? I hear it's very polarizing for some people.
I loved it. For me, the film kind of peaked like in the beginning.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know.
That's fine.
Cause like there's this one scene. It involves main character's sister in the beginning. And it's like during this whole war scene, and it just like it starts with like crazy chaos war, and then it slows down everything into this one like window into this one a struggle of what this soldier is going through within it's just
interesting.
Yeah, it was really nice for me. Like it was like one of the best. I think it was one of the best war scenes in a Star Wars film. And I think it was one of the best parts for me for the film in total. Another part was I'll just say the throne room scene in a sense.
I have to ask, how are the porgs?
Oh, they weren't they were cool. They weren't like super annoying or anything.
A lot of people have been hating them. That's why I ask. A lot of people hate.
No, they're
cute.
they're not.
What about the ice foxes too?
The crystal foxes.
Crystal.
I forgot what they're called. I remember Neil mentioned it on the show, I think. Yeah, they're
Someone's like,
they're
it's
designed
the Pokemon of Star Wars.
They're designed, their design look really
Voltics.
cool. Yeah, I like the crystal foxes were really cool. The porgs, I thought they were gonna like, hey, look, porgs like right in front of your face, but like no, they're
just around.
Yeah, they're just around. They're not like focused on or anything. They're not trying to be like the next Jar Jar or like Wookiee or like the next Chewie. No,
There was puffin and a pug.
Yeah, it's a funny.
I think they're really cute.
They look cute.
They're
Well, I was
so
thinking,
cute.
like, because bird-wise, they're kind of like a puffin for some reason, and then they're like the big eyes and the flat face. I'm like, it's like a pug.
Yeah, overall, I really liked it. I liked all the decisions they made with the film.
I'm gonna try to see it during break.
Yeah. Me too.
I like how polarizing like the reaction was.
I think it's interesting.
Yeah,
Like nobody felt that way with the last one. They're kind of like they either really liked it or they just felt it was okay.
Yeah.
Nobody really hated it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So I was just like.
So it does something that you completely did not expect, or it does something like. With
yeah, totally.
I think that's cool.
Which is amazing. Yeah.
I mean, I think
I'm
that's
like,
really
hell
cool.
yeah.
As much as I'm like a Game of Thrones fan, we saw like the fan theory come in, like being confirmed with. I don't know if you guys watch Game of Thrones, but
Not
like,
up to date
so
enough, but
I love seeing that in films and kind of just like. As long as it's still good, it's not like, oh, I'm just gonna kill off this character. But
well,
like,
it's not like unnecessary. Deaths. They're like, whoa, like, definitely. And then the whole, I like that. Yeah, I mean, I knew from the beginning since The Force Awakens, this is not for like it's not Luke's. These are not like the Skywalker's film. This is Rey's film. Like this is the new. This is Rey. This is Poe. This is Finn's. This is now Rose's film. This is Kylo Ren's film. You know, not the like. Even in the film, they said let the old die. Like, and I agree. Yeah, kill them off. Every single one of them.
Did
like
it with the last.
yeah, dude, yeah. I'm ready for new stuff. Like,
Kylo Ren.
granted, like we had our time. We had our golden age. You know, with with Luke Skywalker and everything. But yeah, it's time for a new legacy to come about. And I think that's what Rian Johnson kind of established with this one. And that's why I could see why maybe a lot of people were like a little, like it was a backlash.
Yeah.
Some people said that it wasn't, as a Star Wars film, it doesn't feel like a Star Wars film.
I've heard that a lot.
And I like
people
that.
People aren't liking it because it doesn't feel like a Star Wars
I like
film.
that
But
a
I'm
lot.
like, yeah, maybe I'll like that more.
I like that so
like
much.
Star Wars, but I'm like, maybe that'll be a neat way to approach it.
Yeah, personally, one of my favorite Star Wars is Rogue One.
Yeah, this is a new.
How great it was.
It's a new trilogy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely think the more casual fans, or not maybe necessarily a casual fan, but the diehard fans who grew up with like the original, you know, episode 4, episode 5, episode 6, they're like, this is so horrible. I don't want this to be canon. We're gonna petition this. I'm like, really?
Yeah, they have way too much time on their hands.
Yeah.
They should put that energy towards our President Cheeto. Like, you know?
I agree.
But anyways, but yeah, so that was a fun film. You guys should definitely check that out. I'm sure a lot of you will check it out, probably more than once. And the film I saw earlier today was Red Christmas. I'm not gonna lie, I half watched it because I was working on this show while I was watching it. But well, from what I saw, and I did see most of it, and I finished it off, but it was just like I was back and forth kind of thing. But it was really cool. Like whenever I heard a death and I missed it, I'd like rewind. I'm like, dang, like yeah. Some of the deaths are really nice. There's one very creative death that I like that we'll show later. I was I think
I saw this on Netflix.
It's on Netflix, exactly. It's on
Wait,
Netflix.
Is it? It looked like a comedy. Is it a comedy?
No, it's not. It's actually
like...
it's more like a family drama. Like
really?
Yeah, it's about a family that gets together for Christmas, and then they get a strange visitor at the door, and he's like, I want to read my letter to mother. I want to read my letter to mother, and he's like, what? And then they start reading them. He starts reading the letter. Then the mother of the family starts getting like tripped out and kicks him out, and then
Australian.
I don't believe it was Australian.
A family Christmas gathering in an isolated Australian estate turns into the holiday from hell after a mysterious stranger turns up at the door.
Yeah, I didn't hear any accents actually, but yeah, I guess it is
I know
Australian.
Better Watch Out was Australian originally. It like came from Australia, so maybe they're doing. I don't know. I don't know. 'Cause now Better Watch Out is getting its North America release. So
right.
Interesting.
So that would make sense why it was released last year and it's only making it to the States this year.
Yeah, because I just saw it on Netflix and I watched, like how they show some scenes with not clicking on it, but like if you're just hovering over it.
Right, and it shows kind of like a weird teaser.
It looked, I don't want to say like low budget.
No, yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's kind of low budget, but like the deaths are where like most of the budget goes, and also there's some special makeup effects.
Okay.
That's all I'll say.
Very interesting.
But yeah, so yeah, there's the
I'm added to my list.
Nice. Yeah, it definitely. I was it just struck me down for a bit. I was like, what? Oh, okay. Definitely worth watching. Yeah, it was only an hour and 30 minutes. That's why I watched it. And yeah, it was definitely worth the watch. And so are we all set to move on to the crypt?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's go deep underground into the crypt. So pretty much, what film would you like to share and recommend to people? Anyone like to start? I'll go if no one does.
You go first. I'm gonna look up the info.
So this one's not holiday related or anything, but it is a film that has stuck with me that I've remembered since I've only seen it once, and I've remembered it, and it stayed with me ever since. It's called They Look Like People, and it was released in 2015, and you can find it on Netflix. It's a drama horror mystery. It's very, very low budget. The synopsis goes, suspecting that people around him are turning into evil creatures, a troubled man questions whether to protect his only friend from an impending war or from himself. So there's definitely a sense of psychological horror attached to this, because you're not sure whether to trust the main character or not, and trust what he thinks is happening than what is happening in the real world.
Interesting.
And I think it has to do with like schizophrenia and like
hearing voices.
hearing voices, seeing things, paranoia. Like, are people actually after him or not? The ending does pay off. I really liked how it ended, and I liked how it was able to build an incredible amount of suspense, and it's like suspense and also just like how would you say, a certain feeling of uncomfortableness. We're like, oh no, you know, oh no, you know, it's kind of like seeing someone like slowly become unraveled.
Okay.
Yeah. And I really liked it, and it's like very low budget. Like, there's not like super crazy effects on it, and that's why I could appreciate it, because it does work for it in its favor. Like, because it's so low budget.
Cool.
But yeah, it's also one of my personal favorite types.
About it.
Yeah, it's psychological horror.
It has like, it has
really
a very
nice.
Creepy, like, even the title, they look like people. Like,
right?
That sounds really creepy.
Yeah,
it just
the
makes
cover
your
looks
mind
weird too.
makes your
You're
mind
like,
go
wait,
crazy.
what are they then?
Exactly,
Like
and that's
people,
what.
Are they bad? Are they good? Like,
yeah, that's why the title also, like, you go into it, be like, okay, so what are they? You know,
don't
kind
know
of
what to
thing. Yeah,
expect.
so like you're like kind of looking for looking for the they throughout the whole film kind of thing. It's a really nice film. Definitely recommend that one. And yeah, it's mine.
Well, because the last time I talked about it, I mentioned another one. May as well talk about the other one. The Burrowers, not the Borrowers.
I was like,
it's
I
a
love
very
that
different
movie.
No, the Burrowers, like you burrow underground. This is 2008. This is another Western horror, which there's not that many, so it's kind of fun when you find them. Looks like it might be on Amazon Prime. I'm looking on IMDb. So in the Wild West, I can't talk here. A rescue party sets out to find a family of settlers that have vanished from their homes under mysterious circumstances. It's one of those kind of like a guilty pleasure. I think it's one of those semi-cheesy, but it's still really fun.
Right.
Directed by J.T. Petty. I was like, what else have you done? Because it makes me... I do not know those other titles very much. So a couple top billed people. It shows... Okay, come on. My phone is not working. Clancy Brown as John Clay. David Boos. I just remember I really enjoyed it because I like the horror Western. There's kind of like weird stuff going on. I mean, from the title, there's something underground, but you don't know what. It has some good suspense on it. I remember when it came out to video. And let's see if there's any other things. I'm like, don't want to give anything away.
Does it give off like maybe a claustrophobic
well,
atmosphere?
kind of, because yeah, here we go. Here's the picture.
Ooh, nice.
The title
Burrowers.
page. So kind of more like Tremors. Like
I was about to say, I'm getting like
what's
a Tremors
underground, you know,
the Descent kind
but
of feel.
it's darker than that. It's not quite like, it's not big monster thing like Tremors.
So it's not
but
a creature.
But it's mostly...
Or maybe some sort of a
It's
creature.
stuff.
All right.
But
Humanoid
we'll say
creature.
that.
You're mostly above ground. Like, you don't go underground. Or do you?
Well, and if they get you.
Whoa.
Stuff like that. But yeah, I just remember being like a fun, cool one. Don't take it too seriously. It's similar to Dead Birds, if it's not necessarily super highbrow.
They're bunnies.
Highbrow horror, but it's still one of those, like, I remember I really liked it. It stood out to me as being different, you know, as like a cooler one. Like IMDb, it only has like a 5.8 out of 10, which I'm like, it's a little harsh, but that's not bad.
They're
It's
usually
only
pretty harsh.
it's only an hour and a half. It says an hour and 36 minutes, so it's nice and short. But yeah, I recommend The Burrowers.
Awesome.
Okay.
Ollie, you got
Well,
one
I
for us?
unfortunately don't have a film, but I have a video.
I just looked it up right now.
I have a video game. that I've been
Yes,
playing.
talk about that.
I haven't been watching, but I've been playing video games. Have you guys played Resident Evil 7 yet?
No.
Oh, I
Wow.
haven't.
You haven't?
I love
Shout
Resident Evil.
out.
You
Hey.
need to-
Yep.
You need to play Resident Evil 7. It's such a good first playthrough. Like, it's such a good experience. I don't know if you guys have access to VR. I don't.
It
But
won VR Game Award of the Year.
Oh, it did?
VR Game of the Year.
Awesome.
Yep.
It's so good, and I think there is some pretty good replay value with it. And also the DLC just
dropped,
came out.
right?
Not a Hero and End of Zoe. So there's 2 new campaigns to play through. And they're a lot of fun. I was a little disappointed with one of the campaigns just because I felt like it was a little unfinished. It took forever. It was supposed to come out earlier this year, but it's just about this guy goes to look for his girlfriend. She's gone missing. She's like, "Don't come find me," you know. So he goes to Louisiana and he finds out this family is crazy and they try to kill him, and it's all in first person. This is Resident Evil. You know, you're used to zombies. and they're like, are they zombies? No, they're not zombies. They're something totally new. And it's, like I said, it's all in first person, so it's just a new take on the franchise, and it's a lot more horror rather than, like, action, like, guns, like, ablazing everywhere, so
Are
it was
these
really
the
cool.
people?
Yes, the
Yeah, the
bakers.
family,
Those are the
yeah.
bakers, and
So
they're not to be they're not to be trusted.
So is it like so I'm guessing it's like a different type of virus, just like the Illuminados in 4, or like the Magini, I believe, in 5, right?
Yeah,
So it's like
there's something that's crazy that, like, it's
'Cause
almost...
it looks like they still keep their humanity, right?
They do. Like, they can still talk. You know, they run. They can hold things. So they're a lot like the Mangini, but they can... it's just weird. Like, you
cool.
need to play it because it's almost supernatural. Like, when you find out at the end, it's really weird. It's really weird.
I really love the setting too, because you get like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre / like the Evil Dead kind of vibes,
Yeah.
where it's like a cabin or a house in the woods, like out of nowhere, in the middle of nowhere. Nice. I recently finished. I know this is a long time ago it was released, but I recently finished. What is it? The Evil Within, the first one.
I
yeah.
loved that game.
Yeah.
That game was awesome. And the second one came out.
Just came out this year, yeah, and I believe this October.
Yeah.
I don't know when I'll pick that up, but
Yeah.
I'm planning on playing through the DLCs after that, because I got
Yeah.
like the Game of the Year.
But also, real quick, Resident Evil 7, like the gold edition that comes with like all the DLC,
Yeah.
just came out, and it's cheap, so it's like $40 with everything on it, because it came out like a year ago, I think. So yeah, pick that up for holiday season.
That's what I was thinking of picking up, actually.
Do
yeah.
it, and let me know how it is.
Yeah, looking forward to playing that. All right then. So on to by the way, all of the films that we mentioned for the Crypt, I pinned it on a tweet on our Twitter page, and it links to our show. It's called what is it called? Filmstruck. Letterboxd. And pretty much we made a list on there where you can find the films.
Oh,
So,
okay,
like,
It's
nice,
really
nice.
cool. You
Yeah.
showed me. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this existed.
Yeah, we made a list of it for that, and also a list of holiday horror films on there as well. So both films are links are on our pinned Twitter page. So check those out, and I'll try to update these ASAP once we get out of here. The ones we just mentioned. But yeah, so if you guys be like, oh, it's pretty much going to be an archive of everything that we've mentioned that we've recommended.
perfect.
Yeah.
The
All right.
Crypt.
Yep, the Crypt. All right, so now for our next segment, actually, we're gonna do it's a guide to where you can find holiday horror films on 3 different streaming platforms. I call them like they're like pretty much like the TV Trinity. It's Hulu, Amazon, and Netflix. I put Hulu twice. I just realized that.
You're just that
I'm like
excited.
Hulu, Amazon, and Hulu. No, Hulu, Amazon, and Netflix. Yes. So the first one is gonna be we're gonna go through Hulu. So these are films you can find on Hulu. The first one is P2, and it's with a capital P and just a 2. It's a
Parking
horror
Garage.
thriller. It's written by Alexandra Aja, which was the person who wrote High Tension, and directed by Frank Calfon, which is the director of 2012's Maniac, which was with Elijah Wood. And there's a cover, yes. So yeah, you can see she's in a parking garage, and I'm guessing P2 is a parking level.
Yeah, parking level.
So it's pretty much an obsessed psychopath locks his victim in a parking garage on Christmas Eve, and you see kind of like how that unfolds. And yeah, it's funny because like the writer, yeah, and even in High Tension, it's like it's a sympathetic psychopath, which was like it shows the psychopath shows a very sincere side to him.
Nice.
But it's also able to create really good tension and a certain sense of uncomfortableness as well.
Nice. I remember
some
seeing
of
the
the
trailer
moments.
a while back,
Yeah.
and I just never got around to watching that. But like,
This was on lists I looked up of horror Christmas ones.
Yeah.
I never knew it was on based on Christmas Eve. Like that's where it took place on. So that's cool.
So yeah, you can find that on Hulu. Next one you can find on Hulu is called ATM, released in 2012. It's a horror thriller. I remember seen one of the noticeable faces for me was Josh Peck, I believe. He's in this, And it's pretty much on their way home from a Christmas party. They decide to stop at an ATM booth. Where, by the way, what the hell is an ATM booth? I've never seen an ATM booth,
I don't
but
know
whatever.
about a booth.
Yeah, that's what
I
it
mean,
said.
there's ATM, but like
They show them both in like a large like phone booth looking thing. Like that's one of the pics I saw.
is it somewhere that snows?
Oh, I'm guessing maybe that would make sense.
Yeah, that's like having indoor schools here. We don't really have Sorry, let's rephrase. Indoor in terms of like hallways. Because
okay.
Southern California, like it's very exposed.
Right, you can
Whenever
go
I watch
out, yeah.
movies where the kids are like the entire school is inside, I was like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe it's somewhere that snows.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So yeah, so ATM booth where all three main characters become trapped by a killer in a parka who
the
kills anyone
lobby.
who comes
Like
near them.
some of them, sorry, the ones that have like a lobby that are just the ATMs, that
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that too, actually. Yeah.
You just need like your
Yeah, you need your
debit
card to get in.
That's right.
They're
yeah,
not
okay.
very common, but
All right.
or here.
You got me there.
They should
Lawyered.
have just went to the drive-through ATM.
Yeah.
Yeah. True
Thank
that.
God for those.
Yeah, so I'm getting kind of like a what was that one Colin Farrell movie, like the phone booth kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Right, where
Okay.
like he's struck into the phone booth and there's a killer outside who like I think it was like, yeah, I forgot who.
Oh, I like
voiced
your
them, but,
next suggestion of how you should watch it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. So talking on ATM, just to wrap it up. But yeah, it is a B movie plot. It isn't the best horror film, but it's in the right setting. It can be quite the fun watch, especially with friends and some spiked eggnog going around. You know, because just like it's a fun little movie in the right setting.
Gotcha.
Drinking game.
Last one. Last one we
Anytime
have.
someone says something stupid.
Right. So the last one on the list is New Year's Evil, released in 1980. It's a horror thriller. So it follows a radio DJ in LA that receives a phone call from a killer that claims he will kill someone every time the clock strikes the new year for every time zone.
That's a lot.
Right? So yeah, so the film creates a sense of a cat and mouse tension, and it reveals the killer early on in the film.
Oh.
But it also plays off of, ooh, look at that, so it lights up and everything. It also includes tons of gore and punk rock. So
Cool.
if you're a fan of those two, check this film out. On to the next streaming platform is Amazon. So real quick, the first one is Jack Frost, 1997.
Oh, man.
And it's a comedy fantasy horror. And instead of trying to explain this, I wanna watch the trailer because I've never seen this film before.
I know I don't think I've ever sat and watched it, but I remember the trailer.
And it just sounds absurd, so I'm just
think.
so down to watch this trailer. So yeah.
I've seen clips for sure.
Science and evil collide.
Science and evil collide. I really love.
Ridiculous.
Actually, no, I haven't seen
That's
this
like
one.
the classic
What's the other one where there is one where a guy gets turned into a snowman?
Really?
It's like
There's
more
more
of a
than
comedy.
one?
Yeah.
Wasn't it this one?
No.
Yeah, this one he gets turned into a snowman.
No, it's Michael Keaton.
Was on the loose.
Really?
Let me look it up.
Is it Jack Frost? This is Jack Frost.
Isn't there two of these too?
Yeah, there's one horror and then there's one that's like for kids.
Nice 80s high-waisted pants.
And that classic scream too.
That soundbite, man.
Oh my god. What?
Did he just crush them all?
Hey, Jack! What? You left the 7-10 split.
What?
God.
Oh, bowling.
What?
Oh my gosh, we need to watch this.
What?
That would be good for a watch along.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Blow me.
Oh my god. The teeth? The teeth are icicles.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Now see, this looks like wonderfully bad. That you're like, yes.
This is like the Thanksgiving of like Christmas.
But see,
Oh
this
my
looks
gosh.
good. Yeah, the. No offense, but
That's okay.
to
I didn't make the movie.
yeah, Jack Frost with Michael Keaton in 1980,
That's a-
98. So
that's
a
a
year
child's one,
later.
right?
That's a children's.
That's a-
It is. It's more of a
Rated G.
family
Yeah.
one. That's why I was like, that one I remember. I think I saw. So
It's the X-rated one.
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
after Jack's tragic death, so the other Jack Frost, which I'm like, this is good to mention in a way. A year after Jack's tragic death in a car accident on Christmas Day, Charlie plays a mournful tune on his father's harmonica. Much to his surprise, the elder Frost is magically brought to life as a snowman on the family lawn. Give it a second chance, Charlie and Jack struggle to make up for lost time.
It would be easy.
So
to
bring
get
someone
those.
back from the dead. But yeah, they picked the same. They made this movie a year later. I think they should have picked a different name. They both picked Jack Frost.
Imagine
Yeah.
being dead and then just being reincarnated
As
inside
a
of a snowman. I'd be
Oh.
like, why is this happening?
Oh
Yeah,
my
no
God.
thanks.
What if you're trying to get that movie for your kid and you actually got that?
Yeah, you're all,
their
"Whoops."
horror version for your kid for Christmas or something.
Yes.
We'd have another fan.
That's
yeah.
very true.
Start them young.
Yeah, start them young. All right, yeah, just told their. All right, here we go. So next one for Amazon, we got All Through the Night, and this one was released in 2015. So this was more like a throwback to the
All
80s
Through the
slasher
House?
films. All Through the House, my bad. Thank you. Not All Through the Night. All Through the House. Throwback to 80s slasher films. Gives homage to Black Christmas and Deep Red. It's a low budget, but most of it goes to practical effects, and it's very gory because of it. If you love Santa and the blood he gets flowing, definitely you should check this one out then.
Sounds good to me.
There's, it's another one with the Killer Santa.
Yay.
I love that. It's funny how already he wears red, so when he kills someone, it's
You
just
know,
like-
then you
He
won't
doesn't-
notice.
He doesn't
Yeah.
have to wash,
Yeah.
his clothes. That looks creepy.
the original Santa could have been covered in blood. Like
That's why he picked red.
that's why he picked
Yeah.
red. Yeah, the naughty kids.
Yeah.
Just snuffs them. All right, and the last one we have for Amazon is Silent Night, released in 2012. It's a comedy horror thriller, and it actually stars Malcolm McDowell, he plays Alex in A Clockwork Orange, which is a film that I love. It's a loose remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night from 1984. And it's about a police force of a Midwestern town is tracking down a string of killings by a killer Santa Claus on Christmas Eve. So it's another killer Santa Claus, but this one has more light tone to it since it is considered a comedy horror.
Okay.
And on to our Netflix ones. So Netflix, which
Woohoo.
is surprisingly did not have Red Christmas, which is the one I saw. So
Oh, I thought it was.
yeah, so
Are you sure?
just keep that
Well,
in
some
mind.
of them, they,
No,
you know,
like
it could
the-
be there and then it's gone.
Yeah, where I found this, I was like, no, this
I
is...
thought this was your own personal.
No, I was like,
list.
they
My
need to
bad.
add this, so
I was like, wait. a
I'm
minute.
adding it. So the first one though is gonna be a Christmas horror story, which is it is an anthology, and it's tied together by the radio DJ
is on my list.
voiced by William Shatner. So
Yeah.
which I thought was funny. Yeah, so it's interwoven stories that take place on Christmas Eve as told by one festive radio host, William Shatner. A family brings home more than a Christmas tree. That's one. A student documentary becomes a living nightmare. That's two. And a Christmas spirit terrorizes... A spirit terrorizes, Santa slays evil. Huh.
I remember. I watched this. I don't really.
Slays.
I don't really remember this, but I definitely enjoyed it. There were some really creepy parts to it. I remember one there's like a kid who gets possessed.
I was about to say, like, they mentioned something about a baby, like, in a changeling, and that one was, like, really, supposed to be really creepy.
Yeah, and then I remember at the end with Santa slaying evil. Like, it's kind of ridiculous, but I think it's a lot of fun. Definitely, I need to rewatch this one again because I'm totally blanking on a lot of it.
Yeah, I was deciding whether Red Christmas or this one, but this one was a bit longer, so I was like, all right, I have to watch a shorter one because I don't have much time. Like, literally, right when it ended, that's when I was, like, getting ready and dressed and stuff. I was like, okay, this is cool. But yeah, I definitely want to check this out. I mean, the holiday season is not over yet. I still have time to check these
plenty of
all
time.
out.
Christmas
Yeah.
doesn't end until January.
And if you guys
basically.
check out any of these movies, go ahead and tweet on our page as well. But, like, I
Yes.
just saw this is awesome. Recommend it. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs down. We just don't watch it. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. No, we'll still watch it. I'm down. Especially if it's down. I mean, like thumbs down. I'd be like, why? All right. Next one. I think this one doesn't need much description. It's Gremlins, 1984.
Yep, that counts as a horror
on Netflix.
Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, Gizmo.
Little Gizmo.
Little Giz. Well, actually, we're refrained from watching the trailer until later on. Steve, sorry about that. So yeah, well, more on that later. The next one on Netflix is actually called Holidays. It's another anthology, and it covers not just Christmas and New Year's, but another wide variety of the holidays throughout the year. But the last two are, of course, Christmas and
Cool. And this is
New
horror.
Year's. Yeah, it's just called Holidays, and on the cover, it's like a box of just like holiday decorations, and there's like a bloody trail on
Oh,
it.
nice.
Yeah, it's not that hard to miss. It was released in 2016. Holidays is an anthology feature film that puts a uniquely dark and original spin on some of the most iconic and beloved holidays of all time by challenging our folklore, traditions, and assumptions.
It's like Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right? Yeah. I saw that come up on some lists too, but I didn't consider it to be horror though.
Kind of, because it's Halloween.
It's Halloween, but
It's horror Christmas, which, not to get all in an argument on it, but I went to Disneyland and I went on the Haunted Mansion, and Jack Skellington says like Happy Holidays, and I'm like, he took over Christmas. He should say Merry Christmas because he took over for Santa Claus.
Yeah.
So I kind of was like, well, that's semi-technically off, but whatever.
what is
But-
this
His
PC world coming
Yeah.
to?
The title is, has Christmas in it. So Nightmare Before
or
Christmas. Nightmare Before the Holiday.
But yeah, some
Hashtag
people they're like, is
warm
is it
Christmas.
a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie? I say it's both.
Yeah, it can be both.
Yeah.
The style of it is more Halloween though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. Actually, no. You can argue both ways.
Yeah.
Because it is stop motion too, which is like.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Our next film on the list is XX 2017. This is an all-female directed
I was gonna
anthology
say
horror
I
film.
didn't think of this as a Christmas one. But
Well, yeah,
I see your
it's kind of more
explanation
it's more of an honorable mention because
Yeah.
the first short in the series of short films is Christmas centered, and it's
Yep.
about a young boy, Danny. He peers inside a man's gift box while riding home on a train, and what he sees causes him to stop eating. It's unsettling, psychological, and delivers some jarring visuals.
Dude, did you guys watch
So-
this one?
I
haven't
did.
seen that one.
You watched it from start
because
to
I
finish?
watched
Okay.
I watched start to finish. I did not love XX. I wanted more. This one is one of the better ones of it because it is really just bizarre.
There's 4 stories? Or 3? Or-
There's this one. There's a birthday party. There's a camping trip and a mother and son at home.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the mother and son at home and this one were 2 of my more favorites. Camping trip is pretty good too. I didn't really like the birthday party one. Spoiler but not spoiler, you never get an explanation for it. Though.
Okay.
So don't wait for that because that was something I'm like, do we ever find out? And you never get an explanation about it.
Do they all relate to one another?
No.
Okay.
Totally all different. My semi beef with it is that it's all like you were saying, it's all female filmmakers, directors, but almost every story it is all about like motherhood, and I don't necessarily think just because it's a female centered, and they're all like female centered stories, like it's either, but they're generally all like moms, and I'm like, well, okay, we can't just like just because it's a female story doesn't make it a mom story. So I was a little bit like, because 3 of the 4 are moms.
Yeah, because you want it to be different. You want a different dynamic in each different
The camping
story.
one's the only one where it's like 2 couples or like friends.
I started this movie. I remember the mom. The first one was the
The
Christmas
birthday
one?
party?
No, the first one was the Christmas
This one, the get the box.
Something about wasn't
It's Christmas.
weren't the kids not eating or
Yeah,
something?
well, it's the first kid, and then it like
Okay.
does stuff.
Yeah, I really wanted to finish one, but
Does.
now
Okay.
I don't know.
I
if
don't
want
wanna give it away.
Well, now
It's-
I don't know if I'm like that motivated to finish this now.
It's worth checking out, but I was very excited for it ahead of time. Like, oh, it's female filmmakers.
Yeah,
Cool. Let's see
that's
what they
how-
do. And then I'm like,
I
okay.
agree.
And they're not super horror too.
Yeah.
Not exactly.
They're more, would you say? Well, not Black Mirror, but because that's more technological.
They're just
But I don't know.
yeah. I mean, it's interesting. It's not like a bad movie. They're not bad shorts. They're just not like as good as I feel they could
Okay.
be. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Real quick before we go on, we forgot to talk about this early on in the show that I wanted to mention. But your friend, I believe, Ryan
Yes.
Shovey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he created the short film called I'll Be Alone for Christmas. And you can find this film on creepycoolpictures.com. Again, creepycoolpictures.com. And the quick synopsis is, when a woman finds herself alone on Christmas, she seeks solace in social media. But when an unexpected visitor enters her home, she realizes she won't be alone for much longer. It's a quick little 7-minute short film. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I feel like I've actually been there before where I was alone on Christmas. Not that I was like on a search perusing the web. I
Yeah.
personally just did not want to do anything that year. But I can sense like that feeling. I can relate in a sense. But yeah, it's just like a.
It's relatable in terms of like you're just kind of bored, passing the
Yeah.
time, and then are you really home alone?
Right.
Though I would argue, as like if I heard anything really that bizarre in my home, keys, phone, bye, out the door.
Yeah, I'd go to the nearest bar.
Yeah,
Or
go hang out somewhere else. I'm like,
yeah, where
no.
there's more people, I'd be like, I'm out.
But yeah, he did a really good job of making it scary with very, very, very subtle.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a short and it's hard to really convey something in a short, but I think it was creepy for
Right.
what it was.
Yeah, it also made me realize how like the mechanics to shorts and also to like actual features are like completely different, and how it's okay to end a short like someone just getting snuffed or something, or like a scream, like, you know. And
You don't need it all
that,
finished.
Yeah, exactly. That fascinated me. I was just like, you can actually just like, it's pretty much like a glimpse. Like if this is pretty much like just a scene of in a part of like what could be a whole feature length kind of
Yeah.
thing, you know.
You don't even need the intro too. It's just like
Yeah,
drop
you
you in
just
the
drop
middle
you
and they
in.
stop.
This
And then
could
they
be
give you
an
enough.
opening to the full film.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to see what we're talking about, go to creepycoolpictures.com and just look for "I'll Be Alone for Christmas" by Ryan Shovey. And I'll edit the link for this video later, so I can include the information there and add the link there as well. And then on to our last segments. Second
to last.
Oh yeah, second to last. Thank you. Sorry. I developed a top 5 holiday Christmas
Woo!
films. Most of these are quite obvious. So yeah, apart from we'll just give you the names, and for the last 2, we'll honor them by showing their trailers. So the number 5 is, we started off with Krampus, released in 2015, the Adam Scott one. We've talked about it endlessly, a good amount. So that's that one. And yeah, I agree. Number 5. Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Like good, but not amazing.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Those
But worth
creature
a
effects,
watch.
though. Those creatures.
Yes.
That's all I can think about is like that jack-o'-lantern.
Jack in the Box?
Jack in the Box.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
creepy.
So
I like
good.
the little gingerbread people.
Yeah, dude, that was weird too. And then coming in at number 4 is Better Watch Out, the one that we talked about
Nice,
as well,
nice.
the home invasion.
Yep.
Number 3 is Rare Exports.
Whee!
Yep,
That's what I'm
number
excited
3.
about.
I gotta watch that one.
It's a good one.
To my list.
Personally, for me, it'd be like Better Watch Out first, then Rare Exports.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
I haven't seen Better Watch Out yet, so
yeah,
I'll
I
let
know.
you know.
It's like, ooh. It's definitely, yeah. I would say Better Watch. I mean, Rare Exports has like
But
the
they're
best.
different though,
ending.
right?
They're very different because
Because Rare
yeah,
Exports is like creature feature, and then Better Watch Out is home invasion, sort
yeah,
of. So.
it's more grounded, more realistic. Yeah. All right, so number 2, coming in at number 2 is actually Gremlins, 1984 Gremlins, and we'll go ahead and play that trailer when it's ready. Yeah, let's do that. I've never seen a trailer for this, so it's nice to like see how this goes.
Oh, I love seeing old trailers.
Yeah.
And you're like, how is this advertised?
Yeah, exactly.
If you're not
That
doing anything
voice.
Thursday night,
I
maybe
love that
you'd like
voice.
to, go
There's so
out
much
on
more
a date
dialogue in
with
like
me.
old trailers.
Yeah.
and loving parents
And
who are
loving
about to give
parents.
you
You're gonna like this. No, don't shake it. We're gonna have to open it now.
It's a critter.
the most unusual gift.
It's so
Oh.
cute.
Did you guys ever have Furbies?
Yeah, they remind me
I
of
had,
Gizmo.
I had a Gizmo Furby.
What?
Aw.
It was awesome.
But there are a few things.
My friend named his French bulldog Gizmo.
If you
Uh,
expose it to
It's such a cute name.
It is. It's a great name,
if you get
especially
it
for such a creep.
it will multiply.
No water.
Water? We got wet?
No, plain water.
And most important, no
Don't
matter how
feed him
much
after
they weigh,
midnight.
Never let them eat.
What a cool like lore too. Like, hey, here's
Yeah.
this creature. Don't get it wet, and by the way, don't feed it after.
Change.
Dang.
They become clever.
And ugly.
And I love how like people get murdered in this.
I know. You think
people
it's like
get
a
killed.
You think
Yeah.
it's such a
Yeah.
cute and
Like
Well,
kids
sure.
thing? No, it's so dark. I was like, oh, boy.
Monsters.
Right.
Yeah, this is they have a kind of similar thing we talked about on Animation Weekly the other day. It's Pet Shop of Horrors.
Right.
It's
yeah.
it's Did you say you had seen it from
Pet Shop
Laser?
of Horrors. I've seen the original, like the 1950s.
No,
I
it's an
believe.
anime thing. It's just
Really?
It's
Pet Shop
like
of Horrors.
horror. I think
What
it's
was
Pet
it?
Shop of Horrors. It's this like
I'm
eclectic.
thinking of Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah,
Sorry.
But pretty much it's pet shop, and like you take an animal, but the animal kind of looks like a person actually. And so
Ew.
one of the storylines is a bunny, and it looks like their daughter. Their daughter had died of like drug addiction, and so they're like, don't feed it this weird stuff. And the parents, because they give in, because their kid's begging, because this little bunny thing looks like their daughter,
Ooh, that's
and then it turns
creepy.
around and kills them.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, buddy. All right.
That's creepy.
It's so
Anime.
cool.
ugh.
Real quick, our last
Anime has
one
such good horror.
is
Mm-hmm.
is our last number one Christmas horror film is Black Christmas.
Woo.
So go ahead and play that trailer.
Yes, I heard.
I still
As
need
you
to
said,
see
a lot
this.
of dialogue.
Yeah.
Your phone's ringing.
You would think there's like more narrator. I don't think we
Right.
don't really have narrators anymore.
Anymore,
in
yeah.
trailers.
No.
It's so
That's why I was
funny.
like, once I heard it, I was like, ooh, yeah. I love that song.
I need to watch
That's
this
so
one.
creepy.
I've only seen the remake
Yeah, I want to watch this one first before I watch the remake.
because this one's not like funny.
That looks so weird.
Sounds
Like the audio, you're like, what is going
sounds
on?
really gross. Oh my god.
This is Graham. It's group 140, terminal 55.
This is like they're just showing the whole film.
Yeah, they're just giving us scenes from the movie. Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay,
Well,
we
cool.
can
We
shut
get
it
the
down.
idea. We want to get in the death of the week.
We
Yeah,
get,
yeah,
We
yeah.
get the gist of it.
We got it. So yeah, check that trailer out on your own if you want to see the rest of it, or just go watch the movie.
A
Why
There you
not?
go.
5-minute trailer. Oh my god.
I know. I was
Probably
like,
like
wait,
a
I didn't realize it was
scene.
that it was that much.
It's probably a fan cut thing.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. My bad.
No, you're
Last segment of the day, and we're gonna end it with this. Death of
Woo!
the week.
Yeah, there we go.
Righteous. All right. So yeah, this Death of the Week was brought to you by Red Christmas.
Oh boy.
So without further ado, let's play it.
Uh oh. Oh no. Oh my god.
So he just stabbed like the main character, the main antagonist, but then
Oh my
so
god.
you don't see there's a blender
Oh,
there.
ew. Oh.
Yeah, viewer discretion is advised. Yes, so
All right.
and then that's it.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
But that was one of the I found. There's more, but that was a very creative one I
Nice.
liked. There's
Nice.
another one that includes a bear trap, and that's all I'll say.
Okay.
But yeah. So and I called that one the brain blender. So
Appropriately named.
right at that, a little on the nose with that one.
Yeah.
All right.
Or on the head.
Well,
You hit a nail on the head.
there you go. Hey.
Yeah, that was a little stretch.
Shout out to Steve.
Yeah.
All right, and with that, we'll wrap it up. Again, everybody, comment, rate, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts as well as our YouTube page, as well as add us on Twitter at Horror News PTN. And let's see what else do I have to cover. Oh yeah, also, we won't have a show this Sunday, but when we come back on our sister network for AfterBuzz TV, horror TV news every Sunday nights at 10, I believe. Yes, because I cover it. Yeah, 10 o'clock. Every Sunday night at 10, horror TV news with Lucretia Lyon and Robert Corral and Chauncey K. Robinson. Great panel. I really like that show. They shout us out and we shout them out, so it's a lot.
Sweet.
It's all. We got a little
Horror love.
Yeah, we got a little horrorverse going on here at AfterBuzz Studios. And why don't you guys close out with your
me?
Twitters?
I'm gonna go this way.
Follow me on all social media platforms at Ollie Dreamer. Happy holidays, guys.
Yes, and follow me online at Kari Lane, KARIDLANE, and happy fill in the blank, whatever you celebrate.
And again, for the last time of this year, I am Anthony Becerra. You can find me at Tony B Dead, TonyBDED. And a merry horror days to you. Goodbye, everybody. See you next year.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network. The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.